Are we recording?
Weekends are not for showers.
Spitting on the ones and twos.
Wait, are we gonna get copyright infringement for that?
Welcome to Hey Sister, Soul Sister.
We're really relying on our editors to do a good job.
Hello. I know, I like how we just smile. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hey Sister, Soul Sister. I'm Erica.
And I am Leah.
And I changed shirts for the recording.
Know.
We're doing some double recordings over here because our social calendar is getting busy.
Oh my gosh, didn't that come out of nowhere?
It did.
we didn't do nothing for like
2
4
years.
months. Well, true, 2 years in all realness.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom.
Boom. Shit's happening.
So many
Yeah.
things. And I think you are in the vibe of traveling. Now I'm in the vibe of traveling. Like I'm coming into that.
Mhm.
And it's busy.
Yeah, it's getting busy. We may have to change our recording times to like during the week. in the
I
afternoon-
know. I
afternoons.
know.
But now, like that you're not really working as late. It may
Hell
be
yeah.
good. Yeah. So
Yeah, we could do like a 3 p.m. Like,
well, I still work, so maybe not at 3 p.m.
So maybe at 5 p.m.
Yeah. I was like, wait, I'm not on that time.
I work East Coast time.
Yeah, I
guys.
was like, I'm still working West Coast times, so like at 5:30 p.m.
I think at 5:30 sounds good. We
Yeah.
could try that out. Like
we can try it out, see how it works. Yeah.
like on a Monday, and then we have like our weekends fully open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may work out. Yeah, Monday.
We'll see.
or-
We'll try it out.
We'll
We'll try
see.
it out.
Monday or Tuesday. We'll
Yeah.
figure it
We'll
out.
see.
But right now we're still doing the mornings. We're doing a double. We're gonna have next
Here we
week
are.
off. So
Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good in the
It's all
hood. I mean, I
good.
love that. Before we get to struggles and high vibes, I love that we're living life again.
Yes. Let's get
into.
let's get into that, because I think for me in this experience, I think for the pandemic really it slowed everyone down, but I think in my experience it really slowed me down.
Mhm.
And I got really into my introvert side.
Mhm.
I loved being home, and I loved not like going out as much. And especially now that we have this home and I live in Vegas, it's so easy. It's so easy for me to just be home. Like, I love this house. I love that we have a pool. Like, it feels like resort life all the time. So I did not feel the pull to like go out and travel,
Mhm.
be social for a long time until just recently. Just recently, now that I'm back to traveling for work, and now I'm like, you know what? Like, I think I'm ready to travel for fun again.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited that we have some things in store for us in the next
Mhm.
several months.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling really, really good and starting to kind of come out of this like introvert bubble that I've
Yeah.
been in for a minute. But of course, I mean, Mama has a social battery that will run out, and I will,
Yeah.
replenish it. But I think
Yeah.
it's nice to have stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm in the mode of just let's do this thing. Let's
She's like, do this fucking thing.
yeah. Well, 'cause I have never been really much of a homebody.
Mhm.
For me to be like, I just rather stay home has been, it wasn't my thing, and I think
Yeah.
like I have my days, like I do need to come back home, and it's always nice to come home and have a place,
Mhm.
like, but for me, like my the way I want to experience life is just to be out in the world as much as possible,
Mhm.
and experiencing things, because I just basically have air air quotes ADD for life, like or FOMO, whatever it is. It's just
Mhm.
like I'm an extrovert too, so I get my energy off of doing things
Mhm.
and just being out in the world. So I'm just so excited that like things are opening up. People want to hang out. It's like I just feel like the past 2 years in COVID we were just stuck, and I was going slightly insane. Like my
Yeah,
mental health
yeah,
went to
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Even though I was working out, I gained a lot of weight. Um, and we still we did try to do things like every once in a while with friends and family, but it was
Mhm.
always kind of like you
Yeah.
kept the bubble. Like you couldn't like there was this kind of like also this guilt, like am I spreading COVID?
Mm. Mhm.
Also like you try to avoid certain people that
Mhm.
you either knew were not being safe, or
Mhm.
when you weren't safe, like when you kind of took a little bit more of a risk, you would have to avoid certain loved ones so that you
Mhm.
wouldn't spread the sickness.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really weird spot, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just being in your house sometimes with your thoughts for somebody that is an extrovert was hard. And then I added
Mhm.
pressure, like I need to grow
Mm.
this podcast, I need to grow these things. And I was adding all these pressures because I was like, oh, since I'm home and can't go out and live life, let me try to grow this stuff. And I was just like all over the place. So,
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people these past 2 years have been a shit. And now everyone's excited to just kind of start living life again.
Oh yeah, and I can totally tell because since I live in
Uh
Vegas, but
huh.
I travel back and forth from the DC metro area,
Hmm.
the flights,
So,
the flights
so
coming to
fucking expensive.
coming to Vegas like is so expensive. I mean, so grateful that I don't have to pay for it, but
Yeah,
holy shit.
I
I'm
know.
like, "Whoa, I guess people want to go and get out and travel and do, vacations again, and it is busy here.
Yeah.
Like it's an event every weekend, every single weekend, especially
Mhm,
now that it's we're coming into the high season here, like,
mhm.
spring, summer. It is, whoo,
Yeah.
those flights are intense.
I know, like, I wanted to visit Leia for her birthday, and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
flights were, like, $600 to $700, and I texted her and I
For
was
an
like,
hour and a half
it
flight.
was,
It's
yeah.
so
I was
crazy.
like, I love you, but I also
Oh,
need to
yeah.
pay bills, and, like, we have other trips
100%.
planned." And Leia was like, "It's cool. I
It's
kinda just wanna be
totally
alone."
cool.
I
Yeah,
got
I was
like
in my like, I'm good. I
yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
do
Because I
anything.
was even
Like,
like, "Leia, come visit me. It's cheaper to come visit
yeah, I was
me."
like, oh no, I'm not ready for that yet either.
And that's
But now,
fine.
but now I'm like, you know what? Like, it's time to start planning stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking at my
yeah.
board right now of like because I had planned my days off for the rest of the year. I'm like, ooh,
Mhm.
I've got a couple days off in August, one in
Woohoo.
October.
Ooh.
So yeah, we're like there's options. There's options. So I'm starting to
Yeah.
come out of it too. Like I miss getting on like airplanes for fun. Now that I get on airplanes for
Yeah.
work, I'm like, I want to get on an airplane just for fun. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to have
Yeah.
to put my work hat on
Yeah.
and have
Yeah.
to go and do things. I want to go and like not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still am experiencing some anxiety when I go out.
Sure.
And I kind of get every once in a while I get anxious when I fly.
Yeah.
But I think all the anxiety that I had was triggered to my breakup. Some of the stuff like coming back
Sure.
home was always
Mm.
had been recently has been like sad because I'm like, oh, I don't have, because I'm so for 15 years I was so used to being like, well, less than 15 years because we didn't live together for 15 years, but for a while, like I would say 10 years, like coming back and being like, oh, like you when you miss your partner, like that feeling. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna come home to like an empty house. I have my dogs, but it's not
Yeah.
empty. Or like my sister here.
Yeah.
But like being okay with just coming like home because
Mm.
it's my home. It's
Mhm.
so different. But I'm getting into that headspace now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
in the last episode, I talked about how much better I'm feeling. And I don't know if I talked about this last week on the podcast, but I think I did. It's a little bit of a rewind, but I mentioned that like home is within me, right?
Mm-hmm. You
So
did, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so just kind of to recap is there were so many years where coming home to this house, I hated it because
Mm.
I felt this house tied me to a job that I didn't want and a life that I didn't want. And I had so much resentment towards this house for years. And I think
Mm.
it's only been within the past like 2 to 3 years that that resentment kind of left. Um, but then before the breakup, it was tied to like, this is where my family's at. This is where my partner's at. You know, I should love this and accept this. Now that the partner's gone, it's just like, okay, this is now it's, I have to create, like, now it's a different transition and a different way of seeing this home. So, you know, like I'm kind of in that middle part because I haven't since like since my last, it's been a while since my last trip. So I haven't um, been back to the house after a trip since I feel like I'm doing a lot better and kind of almost like 100% healed from this breakup. So, you know, it's just an interesting roller coaster with this casita.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I agree. Like it's if it feels good to have stuff on the calendar and planning for, and
Mhm.
I'm excited to just reconnect with you guys at least. I'm not saying the whole world for me. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to reconnect with everyone. I want to reconnect with a certain
People you like.
handful of
Yeah.
people. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. I think we've got some cool
Yeah.
things on the horizon. But yeah,
Yeah.
that means we do
Yeah.
doubles or we switch the
Do during
day.
the
We
week.
will
Yeah.
we will work it
Yeah.
all out.
Um, on the last note on that traveling thing, I was telling my coworker that we should travel together because she travels a lot with like her cousin and her
Mm.
sister. Um, and she was like, "Oh, we should go see her friend who lives in Germany." And
Mm.
and then my other coworker was like, "Take your laptop because what if you decide to not come back?" And then I remembered that like right before I met in like 2006, right before I met my ex, I had told myself that like I was going to move to like London and live in
I
London. And I
remember
was like,
this.
you know what? You reminded me of a goal I had when I was 24. Let me let me take my laptop because if we end up in England, I may not come back. I was like, I don't know about Germany, but maybe England is the place where I stay.
Well, I'm down to visit. Haven't been to London in like more than a decade. It's totally down. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you do it for a year, maybe you do it forever. It's gonna be amazing.
Who knows? I mean, I haven't. Oh, sorry. We're getting tired. I haven't been to London since 2006, summer of
Yeah,
2006.
I
It
think.
was a World Cup at that time, I
Oh
think.
wow, that was
Um,
fun.
yeah, I haven't been back, and I have been
Yeah.
wanting to go. So hopefully soon. Hey, hey,
Okay.
hey. Yeah, but it's all about living life now. You know, less
Yes.
Zoom, more
More
in real
real life,
life.
100%.
And I am fucking excited for that. All right, well, let's get
Yes.
into the struggles and high vibes
Let's
because
do this thing.
I got
Do it,
some. I'll just start
girl.
with
Hit
my
me with
struggle.
it.
I think, I think my struggle is shorter. But you know, I'm. I think my struggle right now is like, I know we've talked about this before, but really like my body image, and I know some people are like, don't buy into that. Look, I am not comfortable, or it's not that I'm not comfortable. It's that I don't feel aligned to the
Mm,
body that I'm currently
mhm,
in, and which
mhm,
is totally fine. And I don't hate myself for it. It's just things that happened. And this past week, like even though I was eating very healthy, working out, like I just didn't feel, you know, like when you're like working out and you feel like the release of the energy. Like I
mm,
didn't feel like that release. And so I was
mm,
kind of getting mad with myself. I was like, I'm not eating bad. I'm working out. The lifestyle that I like live right now can support the body that I feel aligned to, but it just felt like a struggle, you know.
mm,
And so I'm like frustrated, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do like the hard 75, and I'm like, but I don't really want to do the hard 75, which
mhm.
is like really
Yeah.
intense. And I was like, I just need to, I don't know what I need to do, but I just know that like like I just have to sit back and be like, yo, I'm doing the things. It's just gonna take a while. Like I'm doing it, and maybe this week because probably hormones, right? Like, or I think I didn't drink enough water, to be honest with you. I was thirsty all week, and I really
Mm,
think it was just I didn't have enough water in my body to flush everything out. Um, and it's just like I'm doing the things. It's fine. You're there. You're okay. And
yeah.
I mean, I went wine tasting yesterday and I feel bloated right now, but like this bloat I expect because I was
Hmm.
drinking and eating
Yeah.
cheese and carbs, and which is fine, things to do every once in a while,
Hmm.
and like I'm not beating myself up for it, but like I do eventually want to buy dresses on Amazon and feel comfortable, or wear my dresses that I have, because I've never been one to like really obsess with what I'm gonna wear. Like I'm just the person, like I go in the shower and be like, okay, I'm gonna wear that. But lately, like because my image of myself is different than what I see in the reflection, it's been harder for me.
Hmm.
But I've found some dresses. I know which ones look better on me right now, and they of course have a lot of cleavage.
Of
Hi.
course.
So like it was kind of having fun with that, but I want to go on a shopping spree, but I don't feel like, and I could go right now. I know what everyone says, I could go right now, but like this is not, I don't feel aligned with this body right now, and that's
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah,
I think that's okay, as
100%.
long as I'm not being like a total bitch to myself.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like I'm not striving
Yeah.
to be a size 0 either.
Right.
I'm
Right.
just I
Right.
just want to be in a place where I feel aligned, and I feel like I could wear certain clothes that make me
Yeah.
feel good. Feel good, It's about how I
100%.
feel at the end of the day. So that's my
And I think
struggle.
that's the thing. Is like
Yeah.
how you feel is important. Um,
Yeah.
and you can do all that with love. And I think that's the
Hmm.
thing, like where we can easily go down a path that does not serve us is when
Hmm.
we have a goal, but it comes from a place of like self-loathing or not
Hmm. Hmm.
enoughness.
Hmm.
It makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the context and the intention that you set for yourself.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean it's all love and like trying to
Hmm.
feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
um yeah, I love it. Well, my struggle is more of a bitch about I'm gonna bitch about fucking insurance. I know this is like so like adulting.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I could add on to that
Oh,
bitching, but
cool.
trust me, I
Well,
have a
let's do
story.
it.
Yeah,
So,
let's bitch about motherfucking insurance, health
so
insurance, right? Ah.
yeah, health insurance. So here's the thing, guys. I talked last episode about like things not being in alignment. My period has been
Mhm.
off, but here's another thing that happened that probably contributed to me just feeling like shit today,
Mhm.
or it's just shit like physically. I feel like shit in the last like few days. Yes, my period, but a whole other like other things. So I've been going to Walgreens for my prescriptions. I have blood
Mhm.
pressure medication that makes me feel good. In all
Mhm.
honesty, I feel great. And it also, side note, one of like I take two. They're all pretty low dosages, and my doctor was amazing, making sure we found the right dosage that
Mhm.
didn't wasn't too much or too little. She did such a good job. It meant that I saw her a lot, but
Mhm.
we got it right and it feels good.
Mhm.
Well, my fucking insurance, I called Walgreens because they kept calling me saying that something was up with my insurance, that they couldn't fill my prescription. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay. So I called them just to have a conversation about it. And they were like, well, your insurance doesn't want to fill the prescription here anymore at fucking Walgreens.
Why?
Um, they want you to use like their home delivery or CVS. And I'm like, they can do that? I didn't know that. I thought a pharmacy was a pharmacy. So I'm annoyed because what it meant was that I'd have to use CVS or this like online prescription that they have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking annoying. And in
Mhm.
order for me to go to the CVS, I would have had to go through my doctor to go switch it. So I'm like,
Report it, yeah.
all of these fucking hoops to jump through just to
Yeah.
get what I need, like to
Yeah.
feel good. So, end of the day, I chose the home, like the home delivery. They would auto do it, so I
Mhm.
won't have to worry about it moving forward. But let me tell you this, guys, I'm retaining so much water. My
Mhm.
feet are so they're so swollen. My like I'm
Mhm.
bloated like beyond measure right now. Like I looked at myself in the
Yeah.
mirror yesterday. I was like, "Whoa. What
Is
is
it because of
going
a
on?"
blood pressure medication? You don't
Yeah,
have
cuz
it?
one of them is kind of to help process sodium.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a potassium pill, and
Mhm.
and it's like it like flushes the extra sodium out of your
Okay, I see.
body.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
in order to do that, it's like also flushes water out, right? So
Mhm.
it's a diuretic too
Mhm.
that way. So but I am like so
Yeah.
bloated because I haven't had this medication. And I'm physically uncomfortable. Like
Uh,
I'm physically uncomfortable with like this body right now because it's just like this
mm,
is not working for me.
yeah,
Not only
yeah.
am I fatigued from my period, but because I don't have this blood pressure medication, I'm retaining all of the sodium,
Yeah.
which I have drastically changed my sodium intake.
Mhm.
So, like, this is a quote unquote good level without medication, but not what I'm used to. Like,
Mhm.
I've gotten used to having a body that doesn't retain this water the way
Mhm.
that it has. I'm just so fucking uncomfortable. I'm
When did
uncomfortable.
your pills get
Oh
there?
Lord, they arrived yesterday. Thank God and
Oh, okay.
praise Jesus, because I
I needed it.
I needed it. I took it first thing this morning, and I mean it's
Okay.
gonna take like I'm looking at my feet, but
Yeah.
um, it's gonna take like a few days for my body to reacclimate to it again
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it's been like a week without it, and I've
Oh
felt
man.
so
Mhm.
awful,
Yeah.
so awful. So
Yeah.
oh, that's the
That's a
struggle.
struggle. Yeah.
Fucking insurance and their
Yeah,
loopholes and rules, and
yeah, I
they're just
mean,
making shit up. So I'm like,
yeah, I
ah,
know. And like I don't know how swollen your feet are, but I remember when I went to like Mexico, like Puerto
oh,
Vallarta, my
yeah,
feet swell so much in that humidity. It was just so painful. Like I remember like
yeah,
the day I went home, my shoes were like I had to tie like my shoelaces like really loose and they looked like big old sausages. I've like never
yeah,
seen my feet like that.
yeah.
I was like, why? And like I was drinking a lot of water, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just so like my body
Same.
just wasn't used to that humidity and I was like, "Oh
The
my god,
yeah,
I'm going to die." I'm like,
the
"I'm going to die."
this is why like I knew something was like hella wrong because
Mhm.
the last time my feet were this swollen was two times in my life. One was in New Orleans for our Let's Bachelorette party because it was humid there and we
Oh,
walked around everywhere and
yeah.
it was just like massive.
Oh,
And I remember I couldn't wear the shoes that I brought. I brought like
yeah.
Chucks for the walking, and I couldn't wear them anymore because my feet were so swollen. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
flip flopped it everywhere we went. And then when we went to Japan the first time,
Oh,
my
yeah.
it was
Cuz it
because
was
we
humid when we
walked.
first got there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just my feet had blown up. So, and I'm in Vegas. I'm in dry weather. I'm not walking around, and my feet, my legs, my ankles, my arm, like my entire, even my
Mhm.
face. Like I looked at myself in the mirror yesterday, and I was like, "Holy shit! I am retaining so much water right now." And what's crazy is before this, I didn't I wasn't this bloated. So like obviously my body has gotten used to being on this medication, which there's pros and cons to that as well. But obviously like at this point in my life right now, it's benefiting me to like get this out and I'm just
Mhm.
so I'm so uncomfortable. I'm
Fucking
uncomfortable.
insurance, man. It's just so crazy to me. Yeah, mine isn't as bad, but God, yeah, like one of the insurance companies I'm like appealing something that they denied, they rejected.
Mm,
And it's so annoying because my doctor filled out some forms and
mm,
she said like I went in on like March 2nd for something. She wasn't even there. It was another doctor, and like the report, I was like, she didn't even see me. She was gone. So I had the
mm,
other doctor that saw me send the
mm.
report and I faxed it over. But like the person that I'm supposed to is supposed to be my contact person never answers the phone. Like they had called me after, I think, I forgot what day they called me, and I was calling them back in March, and they called me like 2 weeks ago, and
Jeez.
like I was literally in the bathroom and missed the call, and I went to voicemail, and I was so pissed. I was like, oh, now you're calling me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd been calling you nonstop forever, and you're barely calling me back.
That's so
And it was so
crazy.
annoying. Yeah, it was so annoying. I think they called me. Was this it? Yeah, they called me April 27th, and I had been trying to call them like at the end of March, like before my birthday, like constantly calling
Wow.
them. I was back in the office. I was trying to call this person. They wouldn't pick up. I would talk to like other representatives, but they wouldn't give me a lot of information. It's just so annoyed, so annoyed. And the
Annoying.
good thing is,
Yeah.
like, I'm okay financially, but if this was somebody else, like, I don't know.
Oh,
I literally
100%.
left, yeah, I left a message the other day, like, my therapist sent you the information. I don't know what I need to prove that I was under some mental health stress and I couldn't perform my duties. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this really sucks because what do I need, like, to
Yeah.
prove that?
Yeah.
Do I need to be suicide? Like, do I need to
Yeah.
have
Like how
extreme?
extreme.
Yeah, like, do I need
Yeah.
to go to the extremes to
Yeah.
prove myself? And it's like I wasn't there. I wasn't that extreme, but I still was having issues. I could not perform my job. I needed that
Yeah.
mental break.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know. I'm fighting it. Hopefully I get that money, but it's just kind of annoying. Like I pay for these
It is annoying.
services. It
Mm-hmm.
comes out of my paycheck. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I just hate it because I was like, do I have to be pregnant or something to just get some services? Or
Yeah.
like, yeah, almost like it's a mental
It's
health
so
leave. I needed it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. And I mean, that just leads into a whole nother conversation for another time about like the mental health system here that we have because like it
Mhm.
shouldn't be that hard
No,
to
it
get.
shouldn't. It's
It should
fucking,
like it
yeah.
really shouldn't. Yeah.
It should be easy. It should be really easy. And I was like, I
Mhm.
feel bad for people that are like really can't fight, are not willing to fight, or
Mhm.
actually having harder mental health issues than I was.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
100%.
that was, I'm like, ugh. Anyways,
Wow.
that's a struggle that added on to your struggle.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Tell
let's
me
not,
about your high vibe.
hi, vibin. Well, we kind of were starting talk. We started
Oh,
talking about it.
okay.
Didn't mean for that to happen, but it
Mhm.
did. But I mean, I'll just reiterate here that like my social calendar is just
Oh,
lighting
yes, we
up.
did. We
You
did.
know, like my cousin 2 days ago had messaged me and she's like, "What are you doing next weekend?" I was like, "Nothing." She's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to a wedding. Do you want to go with me?" Her
Oh,
friend's wedding.
nice.
And she told me where it's at. She's like, "Your cousin will probably be there because it's like from like I guess our parents' hometown." And like my
Oh.
cousin goes to Mexico a lot, so she knows a lot more people from our parents' hometown than I do.
Mhm.
And then my other cousin from my mom's side lives in that area, so she's probably going to be there just because she's like within that community. Um
Mm.
so I was like, cool, yeah, like I'll go.
So you're going
So
to
that's
Mexico next week?
no. It's
Oh.
I'm going to a party. It's here like near Oakland, but
Oh, I
like the
gotcha.
people are from like I'm pretty sure my cousin knows them because they like met in Mexico when they go
Oh,
visit.
okay. So I
And
thought you guys were traveling to Mexico for the
no,
wedding, but everyone's traveling here or like
no,
Oakland for the
no,
wedding.
no,
No,
no, no.
not that
Yeah,
either.
I no. They live in that area. They don't. No one lives in Mexico. It's just they're just people
Oh,
that originally are from the
are from
hometown.
there. I
Yeah,
gotcha now. I
and like
gotcha.
since they're people like people go often like
Hmm.
every year or twice a year.
Wow.
I'm not one of those people because I just rather go do new things.
Right.
Um, but they go often, and so that's why I think like my cousin knows it's her friend because it's her friend that she meets when she goes to Mexico.
Mm.
And then my
Hmm.
other cousin lives out there in that area. The city's called Union City, and she she's in the community with those people. Like they're always like hanging
Mm,
out and doing barbecues and all that. So I think
yeah.
that's why I think my other cousin's gonna be at that wedding. So
Nice.
yeah, so it's just like cool
Super
to see
fun.
people. So just, yeah, meet new
That social
people.
calendar.
Yeah, like me and my cousin were like, okay, gotta go look good, because who knows who I'll meet. I mean, I'm
I
like,
know,
yeah.
exactly.
I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll find a person out there, but at least I gotta look good,
Hell
like leave
yeah.
the house. That's a requirement now. Like, lipstick out, tits out. That's like my thing. Lipstick and tits. Uh, so yeah, like I'm just excited, and then I might do like a little concert like Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, nice.
Mariachi Divas are playing locally, so I
Hey.
may do that. I'll
Oh, you are
see.
busy. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, so those are like my high vibes, and then also I'm like
I love
getting
it.
really obsessed with my own TikToks. Like I think all
Yes.
the views are just me, the view numbers are just me watching it. Uh but I'm just having fun in that zone. So those are
I
like
love it.
some high vibes that I have.
I love it.
Not big, but I mean they're a big deal for me. So
I love it. I love it
yeah.
so much. Well, my high vibe is, well, it's all related because, right, I'm uncomfortable in my body right now because it's so bloated.
Mhm.
But I did something in my book risky
Mhm.
because I like what I like and I don't like
Mhm.
to try. Well,
Yeah.
I like new things depending on what it is.
Mhm.
But for clothes in particular, I like what I like and I don't venture off. Like I definitely have a style. I don't do deviate from it. But I've been buying swimsuits because we have this trip to Palm Springs. I
I need to
wanted
buy
really
some.
bright colors, and
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find like any hot pinks or hot yellows or like
Mhm.
neon yellow that I like. Um, so I've been kind of stuck on that. But the one thing I did buy that I was like, this may not be in my wheelhouse, but I'm curious about it. We
Mhm.
will see it. It's a high cut, so it's still high waisted, but it's a high cut bikini bottom. Like it's a
Mhm.
cheeky bikini bottom. And my vision in my head about high cut is like it goes higher on your leg, right? And it's kind of more, it's higher in the front too. So I was concerned. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to look good on me because, like, my belly will spill over into like the cut
Mhm.
area. And because I had a really horrible experience with a high cut one piece for my cousin's bachelorette party where all of these girls are like teeny tiny flat stomach girls. And so when they bought this high cut thing that we all had to wear to Vegas, I
Mhm.
was like, I'm not gonna wear that. Like I cannot wear that. Like there's no way. I tried it on and of course it's like my stomach is like spilling out over
Mhm.
on the sides of this thing. So I was very closed off to the idea of anything high cut.
Mhm.
But I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait. Like I'm gonna go try this out. If I
Mhm.
don't like it, oh well. It's like $20 that I can return if anything. I
Mhm.
put this thing on yesterday and oh my god, you guys, nothing. I will not wear anything else but high cut. This thing looks so
Oh,
freaking
really?
good. Yes, I
Ah.
was so surprised. I felt like super like confident in it. This thing like showed so much leg, like cuz it goes all the way up to like where your hips are, like the like
Uh-huh.
really high on the sides.
Yeah.
And then it's cut like half your booty. And let's face it, mama loves her booty. Like Erica
Yeah.
and her tits, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
me and this ass. Like my
Yeah, I don't have an
booty.
ass, that's why I wish I had an
See,
ass.
the
Yeah.
universe loves balance
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't
I
have
need
any
to I need
boobs.
to do more squats in my life. Get a
I,
booty. Get a booty.
yeah, I don't have boobs. Erica's got plenty.
Mhm.
I got a booty and I love it. So it just looked so good and it was like high waisted. Nothing was spilling. I was like, I'm so glad I took a
Mm.
risk because I typically don't when it comes to clothes. I was so happy that I bought more and I found like
Where?
bright colors, like
Ooh.
a bright green, like a mint,
Mhm.
not a mint, lime, maybe. It's like bright. I don't know what they called it.
Mhm.
In a bright neon blue that had the high waist, and I was like a high waist high cut. I'm in. I'm excited. I feel
Um,
good. I
where'd you
was
get the
really
bathing
stoked.
suits from?
The usual,
Old
airy.
Airy? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like Old Navy. Airy,
Yeah,
totally different.
airy.
But
The
okay.
high cut.
Oh, really? Maybe I
Yeah.
should do
So I'm
that.
I'm ready for our Palm Springs
Yeah.
trip. I've got 3 bathing suits, 4, maybe 4 or 5
Yeah.
that I can totally like
Yeah.
wear all weekend.
Yeah. Like I like the airy ones, but their tops don't have a lot of enough support for
Yeah, you got
us
a
big
big old booty. I mean, big
our
old titties.
yeah, the BTC club over here, the
You know.
big titty committee.
Oh no. They have
Yeah.
different cuts now. They have
I'll
more.
look into it. I
Yeah.
may buy some
And they're on
before.
sale
Are they?
right
I may look at
now.
it today. I do
Right
need to go
now.
buy some makeup. I gotta just look at my
Hmm.
finances and make sure I'm not overspending because
Word, word, word.
sometimes that happens. But I
Totally
think I'm
get it.
okay. Yeah, I just gotta
Yeah.
make sure I pay my car. I think I paid like all my stuff in advance this month. I just gotta
Nice.
go look. Yeah,
Word.
I did
Adulting,
it.
man. This is
Yeah,
like the
adulting.
adulting episode.
Yeah. This is called adulting.
Lord.
Hey.
Lord.
Yeah, like I'm trying to pay all my bills as much as I can, like at the beginning of the month.
Hmm.
And so then I have a little bit just more to myself at the end, and then I not
Yeah.
like worry about life,
Yeah. Love.
Yeah. Like
Love.
I'm more in the energy of like living less, not no more living paycheck to paycheck. I live in abundance every day, all day, every day, all
Yes.
day, every
Bring it.
day.
Bring it.
But I also have to watch my spending because I do tend to spend a lot.
Same. Same. Same.
Because I like get money and I'm like, oh, I want to buy all this stuff, so I just gotta hold back. I do need to buy like blush or like bronzers soon, so I
Hmm.
may have to do some
Yeah.
ordering on stuff, but not too much. But yeah,
Word.
well, I'm gonna look at those bathing suits
Yeah.
and hopefully maybe find one that I like. Cause I'm scared
Yes.
of the like really high ones, cause then I'm like, do I have to shave more? Like, like, cause
Priorities.
yeah, like I was like, oh, where is it?
That is another thing to consider.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm like, oh, like I just want to get wax and like, what is it? The
Hair removal, laser.
laser.
Yeah.
Like I never want to shave again, but I want to be hairless down
Because
there, like literally, like I
it's
don't want it.
so annoying.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then I get like razor burn. Like I just get all the uncomfortable stuff.
The
So it's like
joys.
shaving's not fun for me. So like avoid
Mm-mm.
it, avoid it as much as I can.
I get it. I get
And
it.
then I ran out of. So I used to use the Billy razors, or I
Oh
still use
yeah.
them, but they kept sending them to me, and there was like a time where I wasn't really shaving a lot because it was like COVID. We weren't really going out. And so I had so much that I for like that when they went to go I think I did, hold on, too many thoughts at the same time. So I had a lot. So what I did was I went to the Billy site and I had the shipments for every other month as opposed
Mm.
to every month. And then one month, my card, because I got a new card, it had expired. So
Mm.
I had a new card. I never renewed my card. And so the other day I was like, oh shit, I'm out of razors. Like I was on the last one and I was starting to get like razor burn, like in my armpits. And I was like, oh, it's because this one's old and I need new razors. Because now that I'm like actually leaving the house more, I'm shaving more often. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit. I was like, I need to go back to like the monthly cycle of this. And
Right?
it's
Oh
only
my
like
gosh.
$12, $13, but still I was like, okay, let
Yeah,
me
it's
go
not bad.
update my credit card. So I did it, but I'm not getting the first set of razors till like the 29th of
Oh
May.
shit.
I was
Oh
like,
my
I need
god.
it now.
Now. Yeah.
I was like, good thing I'm not having sex with anybody. Like,
I mean, who knows?
who knows? I mean, I
Who
have some
knows?
backup razors I can use. I could go to
Yeah.
the store and buy the Venus expensive ones, but still, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to hold off as much as I can. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if something's calling and you're
Yeah.
ready.
You know?
You're ready.
Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready.
Well, next time I guess I'll talk about my dating life.
We'll leave you guys on a cliffhanger.
We'll leave you on the cliffhanger. Next week we'll talk about Erica's dating life.
Dun
So
dun dun.
dun dun dun. We love you guys.
We
Please
love you.
remember to subscribe, share with your friends, leave us a review. All the things to help us grow.
All the things.
We love you. Have a great
Love
day.
you.
Adios. Bye
Peace.
bye.